One of the most striking things about Jamaica is how elements of our natural landscape come together to create such a memorable and stunning site, a lot of which forms part of our legacy. And how fitting the theme for this year's Heritage Month celebration, Our Heritage, a Great Legacy. Hi, I'm Theodore Henry. Welcome and thanks for tuning in to Jamaica Magazine. October is Heritage Month, and for many, this means taking the time to celebrate our culture and savor the beauty of our island home. Well, that's exactly what the JIS team did. But just before we get to that, today's news. Stay with us.
For over 40 years, the European Union and Jamaica have enjoyed a partnership built on shared values, trust and respect. Through a joint cooperation program, the EU is supporting Jamaica to achieve its development goals outlined in Vision 2030. Key areas of support include justice, financial reform, poverty reduction, health, human rights and democracy, environmental protection and agriculture, Jamaica and the European Union, promoting sustainable development and creating opportunities for all Jamaicans.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, October 30. Jamaica and the United States have signed a new intelligence sharing agreement to fight transnational organized crime. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang gave the update during Tuesday's sitting of the House of Representatives. He said the agreement, which replaces one signed in 2005, was finalized on October 23.
We expect to conclude a similar agreement with Canada in short order. We operate under a different protocol with the United Kingdom, which is also being finalized.
Effective immediately, children 12 years and younger can access free medical care at the University Hospital of the West Indies. The new arrangement was put in place by the Ministry of Health and Wellness to help relieve the burden on the Bustamante Hospital for Children. Bustamante and other hospitals are dealing with overcrowding as the country faces seasonal increases in viral illnesses, including dengue fever, the flu, and gastroenteritis. With the ministry's intervention, children with any illness can be seen and treated by the medical team at the University Hospital at no cost to their parents. At the same time, approximately 20 health centers across the island are now operating under extended opening hours, some up to 10 p.m. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Bisesa McKenzie is reminding persons that they should only take paracetamol and visit the nearest health center if a fever or any respiratory illness lasts more than 3 days. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has instructed the Ministry of Education to examine the issues surrounding Monday's freak accident that claimed the life of a 7-year-old student. The Prime Minister has also called for safety and security procedures within schools to be tightened. He was speaking yesterday during a visit to the Clancarthy Primary School in Kingston, where Grade 2 student Benjamin Bear was killed by a runaway garbage truck.
This is truly a great tragedy. It saddens me deeply. And I'm certain that the teaching staff and the school community generally is very saddened by this. And we want to extend to Benjamin's parents our deepest sympathies.
Mr. Holness, who was accompanied by Education State Minister Orlando Terrylong, says the ministry will be carrying out investigations to see what measures could have been taken to prevent the incident.
Such as setting collection times that do not overlap with school times, ensuring that there is a service level standard set in the contracts for garbage collections so that you can regulate the state of repair of the trucks that are used to collect garbage, and many other areas that I think myself and the Minister of Education and the Minister of State will look at along with the technical professionals at the Ministry of Education.
The Prime Minister says this probe is separate from that of the police, who will conduct their own investigation. In the meantime, a team of counsellors has been dispatched to the primary school for grief counselling. A tripartite agreement has been launched to reduce the amount of solid waste that is released into the Kingston Harbour. The Raytown Plastic Recycling Pilot Project will also provide income-generating opportunities around plastic recycling for the downtown Kingston-based community. The project is being implemented by the National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, and the UN Environment Caribbean Sub-Regional Office. Funding is facilitated by the Japanese government through the UN Environment Office at a cost of approximately $18 million. Executive Director of the NSWMA, Audley Gordon, says the project will enhance awareness of the impact plastic pollution has on the shoreline and communities.
Whether it be leptospirosis in the case of rats or dengue in the case of mosquitoes. We are the cause. Our bad behavior is what results in those things. And I'm again saying that we must begin to change the way we treat solid waste at source.
Mr. Gordon was speaking at yesterday's launch of the project held at Courtyard by the Marriott in New Kingston. Proposed amendments to regulations governing the operation of public bodies will be tabled in Parliament by the end of November. Minister of Finance and the Public Service Dr. Nigel Clark says government is in the final stages of amending the regulations. He says the amendments will bolster the governance framework for public bodies. Among them, a stipulation that a minimum of 1/3 of public bodies' board members should be carried over from one political administration to the next. The minister says this will allow consistency across administrations and institutions, which would also mute the ability of any government to exert undue pressure on public bodies. He adds that the new regulations will ensure that public body board appointees meet minimum predetermined criteria.
But what we mean by predetermined qualifications is that everyone who is appointed to the public board will come from a pool of persons whose qualifications, or lack thereof, have been verified. So persons who have gone through some amount of diligence. And in so doing, Jamaica will simply be replicating what happens elsewhere in the world.
Minister Clark was addressing Monday's start of a 3-day meeting of the Standing Committee of Caribbean Statisticians in Kingston. And finally, university students, interns, and graduates can now find creative solutions and effect real-life changes in the energy industry through the commissioning of the Innovation Lab, or iLab. The $7 million facility was established through a partnership between the Jamaica Public Service Company and Marubeni Power International and launched on Tuesday. The iLab will provide students and graduates with valuable work experience in the energy industry. Energy Minister Favour Williams has lauded the partners for the new venture, which she says should result in new products and solutions to benefit Jamaica and the world.
With the plethora of changes anticipated, we need a cohort of young people who are equipped with the skills and competencies to lead the energy revolution. And I believe your work and this Innovation Lab will do just that.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
It's referred to as Jamaica's second city, and it's one of the island's top tourism destinations. Montego Bay St. James, with its vibrant hip strip, white sandy beaches, and captivating resort life that continues to beckon to persons outside the region, is a beautiful place. But even more beautiful are some of the hidden treasures in the parish. In today's Round the Bend, we experience some of the most authentic and fulfilling experiences you can imagine. Walk with me. After treading the rocky riverbed of the Montego River, following the footpath on its bank, you will be escorted to a hidden gem, the Rastafari Indigenous Village. This 10-year-old village, which is tucked away in Portobello, Montego Bay, was established by a group of Rastafarians who have come together to preserve their culture and introduce visitors to their way of life and teachings.
Our philosophy is one of harmony, and music shows you clearly that difference is not something that can stop you from being harmonious. Why? Because everyone plays a different beat, everyone makes a different sound, but still it comes together to make one music. And that's the message of Rastafari. That even though we're from different places, different skin tone, different eye colors, we can celebrate these differences instead of allowing them to separate us, so we can create one beautiful song for the human experience and the planet.
During this time, visitors are served fresh fruits in bamboo, and they can also get a chance to learn the art of traditional drumming. After relishing the pulsating tunes of the drums, visitors are then escorted to the various stations in the village, where they will be further immersed in the Rastafari culture.
You eat from a calabash, you feel like you're a little pepped up, you know?
We use a combination of seeds and stones, coconut shells to make all these jewelry. But this is where you get a chance to, get something natural for yourself, family, and friends. If you want to make anything, like earrings, we have the sticks. You put the beads on and we put the hook on for you. If you see anything that you want to get, then it's there, no charge for touching, only if you hold it too long.
This is what I do. I may drum, but this is something, if you don't love it, you're not going to do it. Yeah, because you see what I was just doing? Just digging. Just digging. But you cannot afford to make no mistake. This fell apart, but this drop on your finger. You know what it's like. Some of my fingers, they are not straight. They are broken bones, cracked bones, and I lose my nails sometimes. But because I love what I do, pain is to me like nothing.
So this is where we make natural soaps with the material around us. And coconut oil is the main oil in this process. We put the coconut oil with sodium hydroxide dissolved in water. And that's the basic soap formula. Different measurements are used. We incorporate some soaps, fragrance oils, essential oils as well. You can open and you can smell.
We do not use water in our juices. We only use sugar cane in our juices, yeah? You know what this is?
Ginger.
Ginger. So in all of our juices, we have sugar cane and ginger. If you call Rastafari a coconut movement, you'll be correct, because we use coconut to do every single thing. So, I'm going to take you to coconut heaven. On the back of your hands, I'm going to give you a drop of coconut love. Yeah, man. So this is extra virgin coconut oil. We use this on everything that we have, our salads. Yes, we use coconut.
The Rastafari village is definitely not an all-inclusive resort, but persons can visit the wellness center for a moment of relaxation or stay overnight in one of the numerous cabins on location. There's also an organic vegetable and herb garden you can explore. But if after the tour you still crave even more one-on-one experiences of the Rastafarian way of life, then the monthly Iritz concert is all you need.
And we live for the plans to be free, and we build our own society.
We started Iritz in January 2018. And, as a group of Rastafari people who are here, we had always been planning, to say that we must see how culture can cure. A lot of the musicians from Montego Bay, they always have to migrate to go somewhere else. And there are just so much traditions that are dying. And along with all of these things that are dying, we think that we could facilitate them under one umbrella. So Iritz became that umbrella of wellness. It became that umbrella for food. And it became a space where music and of course everything else to do with culture
The event, which is held on the last Sunday of each month at 1 o'clock, never fails to bring out some of the best talents you can find.
There in the cover of the darkness, we watch and wait. You know exactly what to say, 'cause you've been caught before. I tell you, we just can't take no more.
If you're looking for the perfect opportunity to learn about the Rastafari community, indulge in its way of life, and become one with their culture, you know where to go.
It's the 9th staging of the JIS Heritage Competition, and this year we're talking slavery and reparation. Entries are now open, so listen up. Primary and prep school students, this is what you should do. Imagine that you are one of the 7 national heroes. Make your case for Jamaica to be compensated for the effects of slavery. Answer this question in an essay of 400 to 500 words and submit using the application form on our website, jis.gov.jm. Entrants must be aged 9 to 12 years old. Secondary students, the poster competition is for you. Submit your digital or illustrated posters to depict the theme, Jamaica, a case for reparation. The photo competition is open to tertiary students in accredited Jamaican institutions. Send us a photo, also representing the theme, Jamaica, a case for reparation. All entries should be submitted using the application form on the JIS website. For more information, contact 876-922-3590, extension 2137 or 2132. You may also email heritageessay@jis.gov.jm, heritageposter@jis.gov.jm, and heritagephoto@jis.gov.jm. Deadline for entries is Monday, October 28. Go ahead, express yourself in the JIS Heritage Competition 2019. All we are saying is give trees a chance. Government is leading by example with the recent launch of the 3 Million Trees in 3 Years program. Find out more in this next feature.
Climate change is real. We must address it in order to secure our future. Our children are depending on us.
And so the government has launched an initiative which will see a tree being planted for every Jamaican on the island. These 3 million trees will be planted over a 3-year period across the length and breadth of Jamaica land we love.
Planting trees, of course, is one of the ways in which Jamaica is taking deliberate, strategic, and decisive action to mitigate the effects of climate change.
The program will be managed by the Forestry Department with support from the European Union's Development Fund.
€1 million of the total amount will be specifically dedicated to reforestation and maintenance of degraded lands, with special attention to species that are indigenous to Jamaica.
Our aim is to improve the resilience of our coasts, hillsides, and plains, while also improving the beauty of our urban centers, major thoroughfares, parks, and the added effect of offsetting greenhouse gas emissions.
All the trees that we are planting over the next 3 years will be for nothing if we don't deal with the issue of the degradation of the forests. Ladies and gentlemen, if our forests are cut down without regard for sustainable forest management, we all know that our watersheds and our water supply challenges will worsen.
The 3 Million Trees initiative will focus on 3 main areas.
It would be one that protects our coast, including mangroves, one that does general forestation, one that includes urban forestation, and on the other side,
we're going to have a national fruit tree planting program of 3 million fruit trees to be planted as well.
In addition to 1,000 Hope interns that will benefit under the program, employment opportunities will be provided for persons from communities adjacent to areas to be planted.
$2 million timber seedlings will be planted on over 3,000 hectares of land managed by the Forestry Department. The department will distribute the remaining plants, a mixture of timber and ornamentals, to the public.
We want to get more of the private sector adopting hillsides. These are lands that we manage, that we wanted to just take charge and be responsible for the maintenance of all of that.
To ensure that the seedlings remain viable and transition into healthy forest, a mobile app using GPS technology is being finalized. This private-public sector partnership will see the monitoring and tracking of the plant's progress.
Because it's nice that we plant the trees today, we take a lot of pictures and everything, but what happened to those trees afterwards? So we really want everybody to ensure that the trees we plant today, we return to them, ensure that they are still growing, and check on the trees we planted last year.
We are taking a different approach with this project to ensure its success. Over the next 3 years, we will be rolling out different aspects of the initiative through public education campaigns focused on the preservation of the environment.
The challenge has been thrown out. Will you answer the call? Will you dedicate a portion of your land for planting trees? Will you adopt a hillside to stop landslides? Will you ensure that the trees you've planted are nurtured? We can do it. We should do it. We must do it.
It is hope that this action will ignite in every single Jamaican the understanding, the will and the commitment to play their part in securing Jamaica's environment and making Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, do business, and retire in paradise.
Let's get a little breeze on this land. All right. Now let's get some bounce in the rhythm. All right. Let's get some fire on our hearts. Now that is what we call all right. Run, come, get some Jamaica.
Coming up next, the blue maho, one of our many national symbols. Learn why it's our national tree.
The blue maho belongs to a family called Malvaceae. It's the same family that includes ornamental shrubs like shoeblack. So the scientific name for the blue maho is Hibiscus elatus. I imagine that the specific name, which is the elatus, would indicate the fact that it is lofty and grows to great heights. The blue maho, as everyone knows, is our national tree. Jamaica has well over hundreds of native trees. It's easy to understand that the combination of characteristics that makes the maho unique is probably what gave it the edge over all those other hundreds of trees. The native range of the blue maho is to the northeastern corner of Jamaica, which is Portland, sections of the Jonker Mountain. The bloomer blooms in the latter part of the calendar. The typical color is a kind of flaming reddish orange. It's more red than orange. The older the flower becomes, the redder it becomes. It bears a pod that splits in the drier part of the early section of the year, the first quarter of the year. And the forestry department propagates the species by collecting the pods. We process them by drying them in trays, and then we extract the seeds. The traditional uses is a fairly wide array. It's used for furnishings, for furniture, for turnery, so you can make articles out of it.
The beauty of it is not much seen when you just cut it, but when the furniture is made and you look at it, you see various colors, and they go in streak and streak. And they're not looking so nice until when they varnish it. It's not stained or anything, just when they polish it off when it's finished. So they use it a lot now. It's strong. It reminds me of the lignum vitae, but the lignum vitae doesn't have those streaks in it like the blue maho. So it makes it very special.
I think people confuse the name lignum vitae and the name blue maho with their roles as national symbols, the one being the national flower and the other being the national tree.
One of our most unique heritage is the diversity in the names of some of the places in Jamaica. And that also helps to make here an interesting place to live, work, raise families, and of course do business. Here are a few. Number 1, Danks. This place is found in Clarendon and was the name given to a property Sir Henry Morgan deeded to his German wife, who said Danke, meaning thanks. Number 2, Save Rent. This is located in Westmoreland, and this is named after the Frenchman Savrant, who owned the property between 1773 to 1811. Number 3, August Town. It is thought to have been named memorializing the month when slaves were made free, August 1, 1838, our Emancipation Day. Number 4, Savannah La Mar. The chief town and shipping port in Westmoreland was the Sabana de la Mar, or the plain by the sea of the Spaniards. During English occupation of the island, the de was dropped and the name became Savannah La Mar. Number 5, Bogwalk. Located in St. Catherine, this was originally the Boca de Agua, or water's mouth of the Spaniards, changed to Bogwalk by the English after their occupation of the island in 1655. And that's all the time we have for you on today's show. But if you missed anything, you can watch it all again on our website or our YouTube channel. Don't forget to keep up with us on our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages. And remember, our heritage is our legacy. Let's help preserve it. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Theodore Henry. You take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.